grappling information from me personally, from me. I'm going to give it as a gift to you, right? Because so many people talk about grappling, they have no idea what they're talking about. They simply don't know anything. They don't know what they're talking about. I go to their channel, there's nothing of them grappling. Okay? So, I am going to read off some little notes that I gave. Little notes. Just my notes. Look how crazy we are. I said, you know what? I'm going to give these people a gift, right? Free of charge on grappling. Now, this is what I want you people to do. If you grapple, I want you to use these techniques, right? And maybe in 30 days from now, I want you to tell me how well they worked. Okay? Be honest. Tell me how well they worked. Right? Okay. I'm going to give you some ideas. Guarantee you will be 10x better. All right? Here we go. Number one. There are people who think that the strength of judo, because I have a brown belt in judo, there are people who think the strength of judo is in its throws. Not true. The strength of judo, and particularly gi judo, the strength of gi judo is not in its throws, it's in its unbalancing angles. The 8 angles of unbalancing. Okay? What are these 8 angles? 1, straight forward, straight back. At an angle forward, at an angle forward, at an angle back, at an angle back, to the right and to the left. Here are the 8 angles of judo. If I look like I'm a mad scientist, it's because I love grappling. I love grappling. You can't tell because most of the stuff I do on YouTube is not grappling, and quite frankly, not enough black folks came into my school to learn grappling for me to post a lot of grappling. What are the 8 angles? Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, and angle 8. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next strength of judo is gripping. How to grip. How would you grip people? Pull them this way. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and 3 push angles. Angle 6, angle 7, and angle 8. Okay? Second secret of grappling. The jab of grappling. Everyone knows or should know that the jab in boxing is very important. Right? Extremely important. People say you should hook off the jab. That the jab actually should be the one thing that commands your offense. Okay? What is the jab of grappling? The jab of grappling, whether it is horizontal or vertical, stand up or on the ground, okay, is the underhook. The underhook. Single underhook. From the left or from the right. Now, you can do it in a tie-up, standing up, or you can do it in the bottom scissors, right? Which is what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people call the guard. Wrestlers call it the bottom scissors. When you're on your back and you have your arms or you have your legs scissored around the opponent. The jab of grappling. The jab of grappling. What do I mean by jab of grappling? The one move that needs to be mastered to be a good grappler. The one move that needs to be mastered to be a good grappler, okay, is the underhook. The underhook on either side. You can do it standing up or you can do it on your back, okay? The underhook. That's the second secret. Learn how to get into the underhook in virtually any position, and it will 10x your grappling. Third secret. The best way to get better at submissions. What's the best way to get better at submissions? No one's going to tell you this. Safe Carmen of the Uma Fight Camp is going to tell you this. What's the best way to get faster submissions? To get better at your submissions? Here's a secret. If you memorize what people need to do to defend a submission, If you memorize what people need to do to defend a submission, you will end up getting more submissions faster. Why? Because to defend a submission, you have to give up the opportunity to be submitted. Again, to defend a submission, you are giving someone the opportunity to submit you. Okay? You have to understand this. Most people don't tell you that. So if you memorize what people need to do to defend your submission, your initial submission, you will automatically find it easier to set up your second submission. Hence by chaining your submissions together. So let me say that again because you might be confused. A secret of getting your submissions faster, okay, and easier is to memorize what people need to do to defend against a submission. Because in order to defend a submission, you have to risk being submitted. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4. The most valuable skill in grappling, whether stand up or on the ground, the most valuable skill is not submissions. It's transitions. Transitions. If you were training, and particularly on the ground, whether it is wrestling, whether it's judo, whether it's BJJ, I would say especially for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the number one skill that one should be trying to master is transitioning from one position to the next. Transitioning from one position to the next. It is more important to learn how to transition smoothly from one position to the next than it is to master submissions. To flow from one position to the next. Transitions is the number one skill set that grapplers need to learn and work on more than any other skill set. Next, another way to speed up your submissions, and this is the last secret, another way to speed up your submissions. Now listen to this carefully. When you throw someone, they are more likely to land in one position than another. If you throw someone, they are more likely to land in one position than another. For example, if I execute a double leg on them, it is more likely that they will land on their back than on their side. However, if I get an inside trip, a single leg, an inside or outside trip, it is easier for me to transition to their side for side control. Now, you take a person down. If you can predict where that person is going to land, what position they are going to land in. Takedowns, pins, submissions. They are all chained together, codependent. So, to the degree that you can memorize, and to the degree that you can predict, and to the degree that you can control where your opponent lands, it is going to help you to sink in and to lock up your submissions easier with less resistance. Why? Because the person will not have time to defend. So let me run them by you again. Number 1, the strength of judo is not in its throws, it's in its 8 unbalancing angles and its gripping. Okay? Number 2, the jab of grappling, the number 1 move that sets up most other moves in grappling, whether it's stand up or on the ground, is the underhook. The single underhook, and particularly on the left or on the right. Number 3, the best way to get submissions faster is to memorize the defenses for other submissions. Because in order for a person to defend against a submission, they have to give up the opportunity of being submitted. Okay? In order to defend against a submission, in order to defend a submission, that individual has to give the attacker the opportunity, or has to give them a chance to get another submission. You are presenting them an opportunity to get another submission by you defending their initial submission. So if you memorize the best defenses and the most likely defenses against one submission, If you memorize it, it will automatically lead to you being able to set up another submission, thereby stringing your submissions together. Number 4, the most valuable skill in grappling is not submissions. The most valuable skill in grappling is learning how to smoothly transition from one position to the next. Okay? Number 5. There are particular places that a person will fall depending on the takedown you use. And the better you can predict where a person is going to fall based on the takedown you use, the better you can do that, the easier it will be for you to set up your submissions. Okay? So, those are 5 secrets to being a better grappler that your teacher probably never told you because they don't know. See you next week.